freaks, get coke seats, they some cannibals. Eaters. They like to geek, drink a whole bottle, wake up and repeat. She took a look.
Hey guys, it's Naya here and I'm back with another video. And today, you guys, I'm going to be speaking on something very sensitive, a sensitive topic. But if you're sensitive, you might not want to watch this video. If you're not, and you have also not just if you're sensitive, if you have a closed mind and you're not willing to hear other people's opinions without first thinking or coming with compassion or being ready to listen and to comprehend what the person is saying. Not necessarily you have to agree, but you're open to another perspective. If you are willing, then this is the video for you. But if it's not your kind of video, there's other videos on my page. Go check them out. And yeah, so this video is me. I'm just going to speak on the Tyler situation. This is so old. This situation is so old. But there's been a lot of comments. There's been a lot of fuss in one of my Tyler videos. I'm gonna put the title and stuff right here. I forget exactly which video. Let me actually look. So on the video that was saying Americans are all wrong about Tyler, my reaction. So y'all could go check that out and get your own perspective and your own opinions on that. So anyway, so what I've been noticing under that video, it's been a lot of people saying Americans, they think like this, they think like that, ooh, right? But we don't want to say, we don't want to be rude about people, you can't categorize everybody, although certain things can be true, but not everybody thinks the same way. You know what I mean? So, the title, I understand, I get it, but I am an American, so thinking that I'm thinking negative of Tyler without watching my full video or without, having a full idea of my opinion on it. You shouldn't just judge. So we don't want to go saying, oh, black African Americans, they are not African, or black people saying Africans are this or Africans are that. And it's just bad. It's a bad look on all of us in general. Whether you're dark skin, you're light skin, you're brown skin, whatever skin. It is definitely feeding into our stereotype and our it's making it more, our communities even more divided than it already is. So if you're telling me as a black person that me as an American that I shouldn't feel a way about something, or I shouldn't have an opinion, or whatever the case may be, or whatever the situation may be, when you haven't even tried to hear the other person out. The basics of what I want to say is that I was not aware of what colored meant I wasn't aware of that. I know in America, that word was used once as a derogatory word, and then it evolved into colored people meant that all races, like black, white, no, not black, not white, I mean black, Asian, black, Asian, oh my god, yeah, black, yo, my brain stopped working. What's another race? Black, Asian.
Indian.
No, that's the same thing. Spanish, well, Hispanic. Wait, yeah, black, Asian, Hispanic, and more. Yeah, that's the mixture. So that's the basics of it. In America, like that's what colored means. So, but in South Africa, what that means is that the person is a mixture of several races through a generational lineage. So multiple people in their family is a mixture of something. So whether it's not just black, white, Asian, black, or you know what I mean, it's so much more than that. So and in better terms, colored is separate from black, whites, and Indians. It's mixed with all and considered, you know, all of them all together and not just, black and white. Mixed just mostly means the one parent is white and the other parent is black, or vice versa, or Asian, black, or how you do it. Yeah. So but this, I feel like this, well, basically colored people was made to be separated, like colonizers, they made it so that all races kind of hated each other in a way, or felt less than or more than, well, not more than, or superior. So for example, not light skin, but colored people would have more rights, or able to do things that dark skinned people wouldn't, or that was considered black. But it was just kind of like even families that was all black, or like even if they were half black or whatever the case may be, if their hair was looser texture, their skin was lighter, their eyes was blue or a different color or something like that, or their face was more of a Eurocentric, fit in more of a Eurocentric beauty standard, they would be classified as a whole different race. Like, so they wouldn't even be black or considered black, they would just be considered colored. And in all of this, it's a lot deeper. So it would mean that colonizers would literally separate light skinned people from dark skinned people, and literally say like, hey, you're not black, you are colored. because you look different. You're not dark as this person. You don't have a, even if the person was a mixture of races, right? And they just looked dark skinned and they looked like a standard black person, they would just be considered black. Wipe all of whatever their history was or whatever they were as a human being and just say you're just this and that's all you can be. And when you're colored, you do have a lot more privileges, but you still black, you're still not white enough. And you're still not enough. And so this would have dark-skinned people hating light-skinned people, light-skinned people hating dark-skinned people thinking that they're a lower standard of a human, and light-skinned people thinking that they're better than dark-skins, and or even feeling pity for a dark-skinned person. And it was just a constant roller coaster of, not a roller coaster, a constant cycle of self-hatred for sure. And that's the whole point of white supremacy and colonization. Colonization, right? Colonization. That's the whole point. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't pronounce it. Colonization. Yeah. That was the whole point of it. Is to make us hate ourselves internally, and the fight that we were fighting against them, now we're turning in on ourselves and fighting each other. Now we got division with each other. Now we don't just got a problem with the white people or with the white people. Now we got problems with ourselves. And instead of us helping each other, we were so brainwashed to think that we were so separate. And I feel like us even arguing about this as African Americans and African people, arguing with each other about who black enough, who look like this, and whatever the case may be, it is giving a huger gap in the diaspora, in the diaspora wars, the race diaspora wars, right? So I don't know, and I feel like also I've been hearing like African people think that anyway. And I also seen like this weird I seen this comment that said like Africans can become American, can be American, but African Americans can't become African or aren't African. And I feel like that's mean. And that's not even mean. That's like, you're worse than the white people. You're worse than the white people. Whether I was born in Africa or I was born on the moon, my bloodstream, my lineage, my ancestry shows that I am African. It doesn't say African American. It says African. I am a mixture of things, of course. But when I'm talking about my African descent, it is still valid. It is not my fault that I wasn't given the grace to have that history, to even, not even history, to have my identity intact. I literally had to look beyond myself and get an ancestry test to figure out who I was. And you don't think we're the same? If there's still a issue going on in South America, not South America, in South Africa, and we're still talking about who's better and who this and who that and whatever the case may be, then you should know that you should see it from an outside perspective. We are both having the same issue. Nobody's better than the other. Just because you have more culture or you feel like your culture is more intact than mine, that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't make you better than me or a better African. That doesn't make you a better African. Just like I can't say I'm a better American than you, or I'm a like that sounds so dumb. And even as black people, we still have some culture. We still have our own culture. We still have some, even though it's a little bit, even from our hair texture, our hairstyles, our music, our beats in our music. What else? Clothing. Even though we were stripped, like they say, we were stripped from our culture as African Americans, not everything is gone. Just because they tell you your history is gone doesn't mean it's gone. Our soul food even screams Africa. Like the fried chicken, collard greens. It reminds me of a goose soup that you eat with fufu. Like it's the same thing. It's just been Americanized or whitewashed. But is that our fault? No. So from an outside perspective, I think we all should, on all angles, accept each other for what we are or who we are. And if as a black person we want to figure out our lineage, then we should be able to. Just like as a African person, and we should respect you guys. If we all should respect each other's culture and our backgrounds or our history. Like nobody's better than the other. We need to come together and really like love each other, because this is exactly what they wanted. And if we were sitting beside each other, two black people, right? One from Africa, one from America, and then there's a white person, right? And they about to shoot somebody. They gonna shoot the two black people. The two black people. Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter where, like, it does matter where you're from, but at the end of the day, what we are to them is still the same. It doesn't matter if we could speak a different language or not. We are fighting the same fight. our brains wasn't meant to even do this. Like, to be so complex and exposed to so much at one time, especially on the internet. We have the internet now. We have so many different opinions at one time. We don't know which one we want to pick. But yeah, colorism is rooted in a beauty industry, historic events, culture. It also has cultural influences. It's not just black people who deal with colorism. It's Asian people who have been through that. Featureism, or the prejudice towards individuals with certain features and a preference towards those with features that correlate with a set beauty standard. Speaking of featureism, this has been rooted. This was also a reason why they made, colonizers or white supremacists made the pencil test. If a pencil was put into your hair and then you shook your head, it did not slide out, you would pass for colored. If it stayed inside your head, your hair, it would be considered black. All right. But do you understand? There are light-skinned people with 4C hair. There are all kinds of people all over the world. And you could be mixed race and still have kinky hair. You can be dark skinned and have wavy hair or even pin straight hair. There are examples. And I'm going to put them up here for you guys. Colonizers wanted us to hate ourselves. And it shows. Us even arguing about this stuff is crazy. Colored people are also that's that would be considered texturism, but also it kind of ties into featureism. So let's talk about texturism. So texturism is a form of discrimination that occurs when people with coarse or afro texture hair are treated negatively. Often because their hair is seen as unprofessional, unattractive, or unclean. Texturism can manifest in many ways. Including journalists making derogatory remarks about someone's hair, bullying someone for wearing their natural hair, backlash over someone's hair in an ad, being shown preference in a workplace for hair texture that are closer to white and Eurocentric beauty standards. Texturism is based on the idea that certain types of natural hair patterns are more desirable or beautiful than others. It's a form of social injustice that can have lasting impact on people's lives. One way to combat texturism is to avoid language such as your hair is not that good, or when are you going to get your hair done. I used to get that a lot sometimes. Like, I used to put my hair in like a bun, and if I didn't do my edges, it wasn't done. It was like, why didn't you do your edges? It looks neater like that. Well, it's not your hair. Sure, you not being brainwashed. Moral of the story: stop hating on each other. All right, some fun facts about South Africa are um the Christmas is celebrated in the summer in South Africa because it is located in southern hemisphere. Wow, I wonder how a summer of Christmas would feel like. A sunny Christmas. And Nelson Mandela was the first black president. Woo woo woo. Comment down below. Let me know how y'all feel about what I'm saying or what I said. And if y'all agree, comment down below. If you disagree, comment down below. Let me know what you guys feeling. Yeah. Love you guys. Bye.